What's up, everyone, and welcome to our second attempt of this episode of Just Two Friends Talking Gaming, where files corrupted and you've probably lost the a fucking hilarious 20 minutes of a podcast.
It's really upsetting.
We were on some different shit in that first 20 minutes.
Yeah.
We were all over the place. So this week we're going to do October's news roundup. I'm getting major deja vu because we've just done all this. But essentially, we've decided that we're going to do these monthly now because we quite enjoy them. We also get to catch up on gaming news we may have missed. We are also just going to probably only talk about stuff that's kind of rather particularly mainstream or has a relevant interest to us. So if we don't include something that happened in October and you don't like it, well, suck your mum. I think that's basically the gist of the intro we did last time.
Yeah.
I did much. Like C++, never touch a boobie, like nerds shit.
Like boobies. But yeah, as Jack said, we're just going to run through top stories, and yeah, that's it.
Or just there might be some niche ones, but it's because they'll be of particular interest of us.
Yeah, it'll be something to talk about. But so beginning again, we're going to. I'm going to quickly give...
I can't listen to this Silent Hill shit again.
Just look away. Oh god, not again. Basically, Silent Hill...
You know what, let me sum this up. I'm going to fucking do this for you. Silent Hill's back. Something about a cube man with a head. Bunch of nerd shit. The triangle dude, pyramid boy is not scary. Cool. Next thing.
Yeah. So basically,
no, I'll let you cover it properly.
Yeah, that though is it in summary. But no, so 7 years since PT and Silent Hills, they've finally announced that there's going to be some new Silent Hill stuff coming out. So they're remaking Silent Hill 2, which is obviously the fan favorite of the franchise, and it's going to be fully remade. It's a PS5 console exclusive, so it's not coming to Xbox. It is coming to PC, and there's no release date. Just like everything else on this, there is no release date. But there's going to be a bunch of new games as well. So there's Silent Hill Townfall, which we don't really know anything about. There's a little teaser, so go check that out if you like. But no platforms, no release date. Silent Hill F stands for Silent Hill Fucks. Just kidding. Set in 1960s Japan, that is, again, all we know. It's going to be a new survival horror. Again, no release dates, no platforms, which could be fun. Again, there's a teaser, go check it out. Number 3, Silent Hill Ascension. Slightly different from everything else Silent Hill. It's what they're calling a digital interactive streaming series. So this is where the community plays and shapes the game going on. I'm going to guess that it's going to be episodic. There's probably choices to make, maybe like a Telltale game. And yeah, it's going to be available in July next year. And yeah, again, there's another teaser, so check it out. Also, it's a collaboration with Bad Robot, which is...
Bad Robot.
That's not James Gunn, it's...
J.J. Abrams.
That's the one. Mr. Abrams. And then lastly, it's not a game, but it's a film. So there's a sequel coming out from the previous Silent Hill film in 2006, which is obviously based on the original game. This is called Return to Silent Hill, and it's based on the Silent Hill 2 game. So it's likely that number 2 and the film will probably coincide with release year, at least. But the film is no release date, it's in early development. And yeah. Something about pyramid heads. Scary.
Yeah,
Jack doesn't like horrors.
It's not scary. No, what we established is I don't really play horror games because they're shit, and then we listed all the horror games I play, which is quite a significant amount.
Yeah, that's true.
We also established that Pyramid Head, not scary, just looks like an idiot. We established that the spin-offs, Loud Mountain and Timid Cliffside were coming out next year.
Timid Cliffside, yeah.
We went on a whole diatribe, but there you go.
Yeah, it's probably good that we don't dive into that again. Otherwise,
because this quick rush through content is much better.
Well, I might lose more brain cells, basically.
Yeah.
But no, I mean, there's not really much to know about the new Silent Hill stuff, apart from the remake, which is probably on everyone's mind. The rest of it is just like the Assassin's Creed release. There's nothing there. We know there's games coming, but there's no information. We can't say anything more, apart from that they're probably going to, renew some of the franchise, which is good because, I mean, people go, oh, think of a horror game, you're probably going to say Silent Hill. If you're in a certain generation anyway. So, yeah. I'm looking forward to it. Jack, are you?
When people say horror games, I think about Bugsnax.
Bugsnax is a fucking horror.
Yeah, I don't give a shit about any of this. As I ridiculed for 20 minutes on the Lost episode. I know I'm in the minority here, but yeah, these things Silent Hill games were never for me.
Yep.
So couldn't give a shit, but happy for people who do give a shit. I know this has been long awaited, and I'm sure Isosceles Man, or whatever his fucking name is, with the triangle on his head that you can't see out of, looking like a fucking knockoff Halloween outfit, is going to be, scary when it comes out.
It's going to be terrifying.
Fucking nerds. Now let's talk about something I do actually give a shit about.
Go for it.
And that is actually fun. Resident Evil 4.
Whoop whoop.
I didn't know about this really until we gathered the news this morning. I kind of heard things about it. I wasn't oblivious, but a lot of this information I haven't even read yet. So as I read it out loud, it's going to be news to me. But we are going back to Resident Evil 4. Capcom confirmed in June 2022. When did this happen? How did I miss this?
It happened in June.
Play presentation, and one of its most successful ever games is being remade for next-gen console and PC. Why are we talking about this? What's this got to do with October? Have I missed something here?
The second story trailer came out.
Oh, okay. So a second story trailer came out for it in October, but apparently this was announced in
July.
June. July. Okay. Here's the thing that came out in October. Sorry, this article is everything we know about. So I'm an idiot. The trailer has come out, and I'm going to watch that after this because I had no idea. And the game will be arriving on the 24th of March, 2023. So not too long from now. I thought I'd seen this trailer. I have not seen anything about this. But anyway, Resident Evil 4. This is cool. Resident Evil 4 is my first Resident Evil game. I know that's like sacrilege, but it's true.
I'll tell you what's more sacrilege. I haven't played Resident Evil 4.
Oh, you need to, man.
I probably will. Will when the new one comes out. I'll probably play it. I don't really like Leon.
Yeah,
from what I know of Leon, he's a bit of a butthole.
What? How is he a butthole?
It's the hair. It's like when he shoots loads of things and then flicks his hair.
Is it the curtains?
Yeah, it's just like he flicks his hair to the side after he unloads a clip. I hate it.
It's majestic. Says Mr. Mullet Mustache over here.
Oh, hey, come on. I'm looking kind of rough today.
Come on now. Nah, you always look beautiful.
I need to shave. Yeah. But thank you. You look beautiful too. Are you in your hoodie today?
I am today. It's been gone for a couple of weeks, but it's back today.
I love it.
So a bit of a stutter to the start of the article because I have no idea what's going on today. This whole recording's been a mess, but in a good way. But yeah, so we have now in October a new trailer, which I'm going to watch after this. Very excited. I tried the Resident Evil 2 remake. Is that the one in the police station? Yeah, that's in the police station. Beautiful game, and I see what it's going for, but I just don't have that connection to those games. I started at 4, 5, 6. I never went back and played the original 1 or 2 or 3. So it was difficult for me to get into 2 because I was just like, I don't really... It's a good game, but it's not my fondness for it, where Resident Evil 4 I'm very fond of. I've played that on all kinds of platforms, so I'm very much looking forward to that coming out. And looking as good as it does, I'm just from these screenshots on this article, it's going to be very exciting. And this is an example of a good horror game. And there's no triangle heads in this game, which is nice. Unlike that.
Oh, but there's Mr. X, isn't there? Is that what his name is?
Not in this one, I don't think.
Okay.
Mr. X is in something else.
Okay.
But yeah, this is a real horror game, unlike that loudmouth mountain game or whatever the fuck.
The one thing from what you were saying a minute ago, it made me realise that our Resident Evil kind of knowledge is completely opposite. I played obviously the first couple, and I haven't really played the last few. Well, I haven't played 4, played 5 a little bit, but I got stuck and never played it. 6.
5's good. I really like 5.
Which one's 6? 6.
6 is all of them, so it's well, not all of them, but it's got Leon, it's got Chris, and it's got Jake, right? I think his name's Jake, the Albert Wesker's kid. I think his name was Jake.
No idea.
6 isn't like, this is the thing. They've obviously been going through and remaking all these games. You know, will they continue past 4? I don't know. 5, I think I could foresee maybe they do a 5, but 6 really wasn't like.
5 was on a 360 anyway, so it might be a remaster, but I don't see the need.
I don't know how far they'll go.
Yeah. 7 I played.
I think 4 is okay to stop at.
Yeah, I agree.
No, I've not played 7 or 8 either.
7,
I've played
fucking awful.
7 briefly in VR.
Yeah.
But only for an hour or so. I'm done, I think, with Resident Evil. I think, again, this is one of those cases where I'm in the minority. I think, like, I get why people like them and stuff, but I'm trash. I'm trailer trash. I really just like lots of zombies on the screen. I think those are my kind of zombie games.
I mean, I agree with you.
One could argue Resident Evil is not even about zombies anymore, to be fair.
It's not. It's about the T virus and how it mutates.
Yeah, I'm out. But for this, I'm in. I'm looking forward to it.
This was a bit
of
a
day one purchase, but
this was a bit of a spin-off, wasn't it? Because fun fact, this was meant to be. Was this meant to be Devil May Cry, or was Devil May Cry meant to be this?
I think you're chatting a lot of shit right now.
Nah, I'm looking into it. You carry on talking about this article.
There's not really much to say. Obviously, we're not going to include the trailers in this podcast, and there's nothing really new to say about it except for we have a release date. It will release on PlayStation 5, but also on Xbox X and Series S and PC. It's supposedly going to have support for PSVR 2. We don't really know what that means yet.
Yeah. Well, it'll probably be like
we'll not be covering.
It'll probably be like Resident Evil 7, won't it? We'll have that kind of thing.
I fell off with those games. It won't be coming to last gen consoles, but I think we're starting to enter that period now where games aren't going to be touching last gen.
Yeah, true. I don't think Gotham Knights.
God of War could be the lost one.
Yeah, Gotham Knights didn't come out on PS4, did it?
No, God of War Ragnarok is supposedly it fucking makes your PlayStation sound like a plane.
Absolutely hums, doesn't it?
Yeah, but I think we're getting to that point where we're done with last gen now.
Yeah. Also, so the Devil May Cry Resident Evil thing. Devil May Cry, the first Devil May Cry started out as Resident Evil 4, and then the guy who was running, fucking I don't know what company it is anymore. Capcom, that's the one. I also had Namco in my head, Bandai Namco, and I was like, that's not it. The guy who was running it was like, this is not Resident Evil. Make something else out of it. And they were like, okay.
That's like reminds me of Five Nights at Freddy. Five Nights at Freddy didn't start as a horror game. It started as a cutesy little game, and then someone a critique, I think Jim Sterling, ripped into it and was like, dude, this game's shit. It needs to be a horror game. So it's a horror game, and here we are.
Fair enough.
Right. It's not a lot there for Resident Evil, but this, I think, you have opinions on.
Just last thing on Resident Evil. I do. Last thing on Resident Evil before we move on. Based on number 2 and 3, it'll be interesting to see how much they change this one as well. Because number 3 is very...
They change a lot for 2 and 3.
Number 3 is very, very different from
the
original. I think the story is basically the same, but there are complete parts of the game that are entirely new.
Fair enough. I'll look forward to seeing number 4 when it comes out. Before you speak about this next thing, we're not going to say the name of the website because it feels a bit mean. This fucking website's awful. I don't even have ad block on either. This is fucking awful. Anyway, so Need for Speed. Have you got the Need for Speed, Jack? No. Okay, cool. Need for Speed Unbound, which is the newly revealed game. It's sequel to Need for Speed Heat, if you've ever played that. Criterion, who did Burnout,
I'm pretty sure, is taken hold of that Need for Speed franchise, and it's going in a completely new direction. If you've seen the trailer, you already know what I'm talking about.
I also love that this is an October news roundup and this article's dated 1st of November, but continue.
Yeah, but the release of Need for Speed came out. The release trailer came out in October. So it's going to be released on the 2nd of December, which is a huge day. You've got Midnight Suns and the Callisto Protocol, which is... Christmas is going to be expensive. But basically, it looks very strange. So it's almost like an anime kind of game. It has this like weird 2D overlay over some of the action and characters. And I don't get it. It's like, I recently played Need for Speed Payback. Fantastic game. Loved it. And it was all good because the story had like proper 3D rendered people. I know some previous Need for Speed games, you never really get out of the car. You don't have a character you play as, you just play as the car. This seems like it's gone in a completely new direction. It kind of looks like Jet Set Radio Future. And it's like, the car itself would be like 3D rendered, but when you drift and things like that, the smoke that would normally come out your tyres is like 2D animated. It's almost like illustrated, and I really, really hate it. I really, really dislike it. I mean, the good things is that it's crossplay confirmed. You're going to have 4 players of party size. Again, with all Need for Speed games, you can have complete customization of your car. I think it's a new location called Lakeshore, which is great. There's 140 new cars to kind of do your thing to, and apparently A$AP Rocky is bringing out a new track for the game called Shitting Me, and it's going to debut in the game, and it's also part of the trailer. I mean, yeah, great that they're bringing back Need for Speed in a new way. I just don't like the look of it. What do you think, Jack? Like, initial opinions?
It's kind of crap, doesn't it? I'm not a racing guy. I don't like cars in general, which is weird considering how Fast and Furious is, the best film franchise in the world. And I love that franchise. But car racing games, all that kind of shit, never does it for me. But just looking at this as a cursory kind of outsider, what the fuck is going on with Need for Speed, man?
It looks like
a little bit all over the place.
Yeah, it looks like they've gone, oh, let's change it up. We need more people playing our games. Let's make something completely new, but keep the same IP. I really think that this game would have been better if they put a different name on it. Like, I don't know what it'd be called, but
Need for slow.
Need for medium speed.
Need for within the speed limit.
yeah. I don't know. Have you played a lot of Need for Speed games? I know you said you're not a racing kind of guy.
I've tried them. I mean, I've tried various racing games, Forza and stuff like that. It just never clicks with me. Again, one of those cases where I guess I'm in the minority. But yeah, I don't know, man. It's just, I'm surprised Need for Speed's still going, especially when like Forza and Horizon and stuff like that has it on such lockdown, and they seem to come out to really good reviews each time. I just feel like Need for Speed. I mean, I haven't been a fan of the franchise since Heat. That was the last game I liked. Hot Pursuit. Hot Pursuit is what I meant. The cop one.
They're both.
I like that one a lot.
I think they're both cop ones.
Yeah.
But Hot Pursuit is definitely.
I don't know. I'm just surprised this franchise is still going.
Well, I think that's the problem. It's not. Which is why
it's dying.
Why they try to reinvent it and bring a rapper, a famous rapper, to kind of, spearhead the campaign.
Should have picked a good one.
Yeah, should have picked anyone else. Any other?
Yeah, literally anyone else.
Yeah, I don't even know. I couldn't name you one A$AP Rocky song that's not the one I just read about. So,
do you think A$AP Rocky works a lot with Silent Hill and Loud Mountain?
I hope so. That would be a very different story, wouldn't it? Imagine if you started playing Silent
Silent
Hill.
Hill and ASAP Rocky song comes
Yeah,
on.
it's just like, are you shitting me? No, I don't know how it goes, but that's like the opening to Silent Hill. That would be more scary, I think.
That would make that game scary. If Triangle Man, or whatever the fuck his name is, Pyramid Head, steps out in the dark, I'm laughing my nuts off, but then the ASAP Rocky song kicks in, I'm out. Fucking hell, that's terrifying.
Yeah.
Nope.
Yeah, I don't know. Do you know what the price point is for this game?
It's got to be 60 to 70 UK pounds, surely.
It's a 20 quid game for me. Like, if I was to pay for it, I won't.
This is a PlayStation Plus, I'll do it for a laugh.
Yeah,
for me.
yeah. That's how I got the last two. And the payback was about a year ago. It was PS Plus. And then, what was the one recently? Heat? I think it was Heat they released.
You platinumed it, how would I fucking know?
I didn't platinum Heat, I just platinum Payback. Heat came out at the same week I platinumed Payback, and I was like, I can't do it again.
Can't do this again.
It's collectibles, man. I fucking hate collectibles. And there's like 100 flamingos or something to find in Need for Speed Heat.
Why are you finding flamingos?
I don't know. They're fucking... I don't know, Jack. I haven't played the game.
Can we talk about something good?
Yeah, okay. Let's talk about this next thing.
It's not good, actually, in my opinion, but still.
It's not good?
Nah, and I'll tell you why. I'll tell you for why once we got through the article.
Okay.
CD Projekt Red is working on... Actually, sorry, CD Projekt, because Red's a division within CD Projekt, I think. Anyway, it's working on 3 Witcher games, a new Cyberpunk, and a new IP.
Whoop, 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 whoop.
Fucking calm down. CD Projekt Red has announced the code names and brief descriptions for 5 new games, including 3 Witcher games, a new Cyberpunk, and a brand new IP. Revealed on Twitter, it marks a major next step for the developer in multiple respects, from developing its own IP from scratch to developing multiple full-size games at one time. In a separate release, the company says it's also adding multiplayer to the majority of future projects. Boo. This also marks the first time we've learned the new Witcher trilogy will not be the only new game set in the universe. So, the 5 games are Orion, a codename for our next Cyberpunk game, boo, which will take the Cyberpunk franchise further and continue harnessing the potential of this dark future universe. The only thing dark about it is the bugs. Orion will be developed by a...
Don't rip on Cyberpunk until you've played it.
I've played 3 courses of that game.
You have not given it enough time.
I told you where I got up to, and you said I was pretty much at the end.
Oh, I can't remember, but you should play it more.
I got up to the parade.
Oh yeah, there's not much after that. But it's the other bits. It's the little side quests and stuff which are the better. They're good.
All I cared was about fucking that hot chick in the desert. Orion will be developed by a brand new CD Projekt studio set up in the US. We also have Polaris, depends if you're American or not. Codename for the next installment in the Witcher series of games, which we recently announced was in pre-production. It's the beginning of a new Sega saga, depending if you're UK or American. We aim to release 2 more Witcher games after Polaris, creating a new AAA RPG trilogy. The full trilogy is intended to be released in a 6-year period. Excuse me. Canis Majoris, or Major? Can't you just give these things codenames that an idiot like me can read? A full-fledged Witcher game separate to the new Witcher saga, starting with Polaris. It will be developed by an external studio headed by experienced developers who have worked on past Witcher games. It's not currently clear which developers work on this project. We have Sirius, a codename for the game developed by the Molasses Flood, set in the Witcher universe and created with support from CD Projekt Red. It will differ from our past productions, offering multiplayer gameplay on top of a single-player experience, including a campaign with quests and story. Codename Hadar. Hold the door.
Oh, God.
Codename for a third... Hodor. A codename for a third...
My heart is broken.
Poor Hodor. I'm sad now. A codename for a third entirely distinct IP created from scratch within CD Projekt Red. The project's in the earliest stages of the creative process, which means we are not developing any game yet. I think they meant to say gameplay. But working exclusively on the foundation for this new setting. And then just to build up on this, an article that came out later in the month, CD Projekt Red announced a remake of The Witcher in Unreal Engine 5. this is one of the 5 new games the company announced earlier this month, and previously announced. Its previous code name was Canis Mojaradris.
Right.
That was called. So we now know what one of them is called. It's a Witcher 1 remake in Unreal Engine 5. There's a lot there.
Nice.
Thoughts?
I have lots of thoughts. One, I don't trust CD Projekt Red anymore, or CD Projekt anymore, because of lots of things. One, they said that the Witcher 3 PS5 version would be... Was it last year? Or was it like May?
Mm-hmm.
I can't remember. They said it was going to be released.
It was last year, then pushed to the beginning of this year, and then pushed further.
I think it's pushed indefinitely now. I don't think it's... They don't have a release date.
Nah, it's out now.
What?
Pretty sure it's out now, dude.
Oh, I'm not sure it is.
Pretty sure you'll find I'm right.
Okay. I believe you.
I'm going to look. You talk.
Yeah. So there's that. I don't trust them because Cyberpunk 2077 was horrible when it came out. It took me... I bought it, or I got it for Christmas, and then it took me like 6 months of it on the shelf before I was happy to play it. So there's that. And generally just the DLC, they said there was going to be a whole year of kind of DLC and stuff coming out for Cyberpunk, and they've only just...
Mark, it came out in February.
It came out in February?
Cyberpunk's 2077's new gen versions and 1.5 patch are officially out.
No, not that.
PS5
Witcher
and Xbox
3.
Series X versions. Oh, I thought you said Cyberpunk.
No,
that
Witcher 3.
My bad, dude.
Yeah,
Sorry.
no, it's fine. It's fine. So yeah, I don't trust the company.
Shit.
But I think, based on what they've learned from this Cyberpunk, the new Cyberpunk could be great, as long as they don't focus too much on a shit story. But the story was okay, but it was very short, far too focused on being a certain way. Like you had this, at the beginning, obviously, at the game, you have a choice to make about your background. This only really affects the first mission. Anything after that is irrelevant. But I look forward to playing a new one. Like when I first saw this news come out, and the news of the DLC, I was like, yeah, hell yeah, I want to play Cyberpunk again. I'm going to buy it again to play it. I never did, but I wanted to. Yeah. What do you think about Cyberpunk? We'll go through each of them and talk about them.
I have more to say as a whole on this, so I'll hold off most of my thoughts. Cyberpunk, yeah, whatever. I was excited for Cyberpunk. I really was. This is the screen. No, is this a screenshot I was looking for? I'm looking. Sorry, while we're talking, I'm looking for a very specific image I remember seeing during all this. Yeah, I was really excited for Cyberpunk, and I'm shitting on it. Well, I'm definitely not shitting on it unnecessarily. It deserves the shit it gets from its original release. I would like to go back to it at some point, because I was really looking forward to this game, and I do like CD Projekt Red. And from what we're hearing all round, this game actually fucking works now. So if they want to do another Cyberpunk game, sure, why not? I'd be up for that. You're not getting me to buy it day one, that's for sure, though.
100%.
You've burnt that bridge, my friend.
Yeah.
But yeah, go for it. Make another one. It's interesting because not too long ago they were talking about how they had no intentions to do anything with this project, with Cyberpunk after the first game, and now they're talking about doing something with it. So, I mean, I guess they probably lied to try and make sure the announcement was a surprise.
Yeah.
But yeah, give me another Cyberpunk game. I'll buy that when it's £10.
Yeah. Well, yeah, definitely. Cool. Yeah, I recommend you play it. Like when I played it, it was.
I've played a good.
No, I mean, go back to play it. I mean, like play it properly. Get that platinum, because when you get the platinum, you do everything in the game. Like it's not 100% platinum, but you have to.
I didn't like the shooting.
I think it's better now. Like they've really upped their game. Yeah. Anyway, moving on. Polaris, the next installment of Witcher games, could be pretty cool. It depends if it's going to be Geralt again, or if it's going to be a new Witcher, or if it's going to be something completely different.
Siri, please.
It might be. The one thing I
I
have with
finished
that
Witcher
is that, did you say you haven't finished it?
Nah.
Um,
So with me for The Witcher, I think The Witcher's a fantastic concept, and I think the gameplay is really good. I don't really have anything bad to say about it, but every time I sit down to play that fucking game, something comes up and distracts me, and I've never finished it.
I haven't.
Yet I do enjoy it when I play it.
Yeah, I haven't started.
I got really far into it.
I haven't really started it. I got up to the title screen, and then I like you, I got distracted by something else, and then I was going to go back and play it, and then it was like, oh yeah, there's a PS5 version coming out, and I was like, I'll play that, and then it's 2 years later, so.
Yeah, I got much further than you did, and then I recently, tried to go back to it during the pandemic, but I didn't get very far.
Yeah.
I really enjoy that game. I just keep getting distracted. So yeah, I'm so down for more games in this universe. And just talking about it now makes me want to actually sit down and finish this game. But the problem with me is when I don't play a game for so long, I have to start it from beginning again. So yeah, what can you do? I'm OCD like that.
I'd start from.
So yeah, more games in that universe. I'm more than up for.
My problem with the announcement is that they want to release the trilogy in a 6-year period, based on
This is what,
based on the company. I'd say you can't do that. Based on any other company, I'm sure. Yeah, fine. I don't believe that they could do it.
Yeah, this was my problem with it when we started talking about it, and I went boo and bad. Everything they announced is cool. I don't have a single problem with anything they announced. We know from Witcher 3 they are a very talented studio and can be very good. But my biggest problem with all of this is you've lost a lot of faith in your fan base thanks to Cyberpunk, and that's fine. You can earn it back, and they did offer refunds and stuff like that, so they weren't total, knobs about it.
Yeah.
But they're going to have to earn that trust back somehow. This is so overly ambitious. And the way they announced it all, I feel like this is definitely we're announcing this to keep our stakeholders, shareholders happy, and to try and drum up as much positivity for the company as we can. But the ambitions of how many years are going to be between release is just... We're learning from games these days that it takes 3 to 4 years to make a game, and they're saying, these 3 games will have 2 years in between. No, it fucking won't. These games are getting delayed.
Yeah.
And it slightly goes back to what I went on a rant about the other day. Don't tell me code names for games. I don't care.
Yeah.
I'll tell me about your game when you have a trailer and some screenshots, and I'm happy. You're just saying things. You're saying words and hoping these words will get me excited enough to talk about your game for the next 10 years until they finally come out.
And I guess
you're going to delay most of these.
Yeah, exactly. Even if it was just the trilogy, we just said, we don't think that the trilogy will happen in that 6-year period. But as you said, no. They've also got 4 other games that they're trying to make at the same time. It's what we're looking at is a timeline for the next decade. It's not. Mm-hmm. This is not in the next couple of years. This is.
I would say longer than a decade.
Yeah. This is what they're working on for
the next 15 years,
foreseeable future. Yeah. Especially we'll get onto it in a sec, but they've got some serious work here, and I really think, as you said, they're just keeping people happy.
Mm-hmm. And I think there's things here that's there's 2 things that then. Hold on. Sorry. There's 2 things they're not considering here. Oh, I'm sure they've considered, but obviously it's not in the article. They're venturing into multiplayer, which they haven't really done before. I know Cyberpunk has a multiplayer element. Was going to.
I think it was.
No.
I when I played it, it didn't.
I think they said that it was going to, and it never did. I don't know.
Maybe the DLC.
They don't have multiplayer experience, so that's going to cause problems. But. And this goes back to what I said about announcing your shit too early. There's games here I won't see until the PlayStation 6.
Yeah.
Which means you're announcing it too early. There's 6 years in between Witcher games. Sorry, 6 years for the Witcher saga. So what? We're 22 now. So that's 2028. I mean, and that's assuming it came out this year, which is obviously not. Let's say realistically the first one comes out 2024. I think that's probably fair. Yeah, let's say 2024. I think that's fair.
Yeah.
So over a 6-year period, which they won't make, we're talking about 2030. One of these games will come out. The last one in the Sega, if everything goes according to plan. There won't be PS5s at that point. We'll be on PS6, potentially talking about upcoming PS7 or whatever that PlayStation/Xbox calls their consoles. Like, this isn't the next decade. I reckon this is the next 12, 13 years.
Yeah.
And you're talking about games and starting to develop games for consoles that will be dead by then.
Yep. I mean, yeah, that's exactly it. That's the problem. They're trying to go too far too fast.
Yeah. And then you'll have a cyberpunk problem where you've made a game for the last generation.
Exactly.
And no one gives a shit anymore. I don't know. The content's exciting. This was just unnecessary. What's this really done? Maybe they made the share prices go up or some business shit. But I don't know. Should have kept your mouth shut. You should have announced a Witcher remake, which they did, and left it at that for now.
And maybe the cyberpunk. But not. Oh no.
And maybe the cyberpunk.
Well, the first new Witcher game is in pre-production, so that could be in the next 2 years, which is not okay to announce, but understandably okay to announce, if you know what I mean. But still, it's a little early.
Yeah, 2 years from now.
Yeah.
But it's dumb. Moving on.
Yeah, I mean, that being
other dumb things.
That being said, the Canis Majoris, the new Witcher remake, I'm so down for. Like, I'm very excited.
Oh yeah, me too. I think for all of this stuff, I'm down for. It's just.
Yeah, I mean, like, I'm
reading about the next 15 years.
Yeah. I mean, like, I'm actively excited for it though, because I'm gonna admit something here. My Witcher background is not very extensive. I've read the books, most of the books. I've seen the series. I've played a bit of Witcher 3, a tiny bit of Witcher 2, and I've seen some gameplay of Witcher 1. The problem with Witcher 2 is that it was so old that when I went to play it, I couldn't play it. Like, it was that game. You know, when you go back to old games, you're like, oh yeah, this is great. I love replaying this old game. It was like that, but I didn't have the nostalgia behind it to make me play it. So I was like, this is shit. I don't want to play it. So I didn't. That being said, obviously, number one would have been even worse if I tried to play that. So for me to be able to play the first one again on the new console, you know, with it looking nice, I'm excited for that outcome. Whether or not it comes out is another story, but you know, we might get lucky.
We shall see.
Yeah.
Speaking of remakes, you want to talk about the next thing?
Oh yeah.
This is dumb.
Horizon Zero Dawn.
Yeah.
So obviously recently, Horizon's one of the big ones, isn't it? It's on the same vein as like God of War, Uncharted, Last of Us. It's up there for the Sony exclusives. Obviously last year was it this year? Forbidden West came out this year, beginning of this year, wasn't it? February or something. Came out. And it was a bit of a flop for me. Like, it was great, it was good, but it wasn't as good as the first one, and it just like kind of fizzled away. I've kind of forgotten a lot about it. They've obviously announced the new TV series that's in production as well that they want to make. And beginning of this month, they turned around and said, we're going to remaster the first one. Now, remaster culture is getting a bit funny, isn't it? Like, I get remaking an old game. Like Silent Hills that we talk about, Resident Evil. You know, people want those games. Who is asking for a Horizon Zero Dawn remake? Like,
I know, it's just getting over the top now, isn't it?
Like, even The Last of Us, like, we spoke about on our Platinum Play, that's the second time it's been remade. And it's not that good. Like, it's good, but it's not that good to warrant...
No, hold on, Last of Us is one of the best games ever.
Is it good enough to warrant?
But it still doesn't. No, you're
exactly.
Correct.
I'm not saying that it's not a good game. It is. I played up till it was nearly 1 o'clock in the morning. I was playing up that till this morning. So, yeah. But come on, like, it's going to cost £70, and to be fair, they don't know if it's going to be a remaster or a remake. They've just announced that a new version is probably going to come out. For PS5, which is good. Give the people what they want if they want it, and I'm not sure this comes under that bracket.
No, there's millions of Sony IPs that deserve a remake. This isn't one of them. I love the Horizon games. They're both fantastic. I've Platinum Forbidden West. The first one's on my list. But
have you not done the
it
first
doesn't
one?
need a remake. No, I haven't.
That surprises me.
It came out at a time where I wasn't super into platinuming. You know, we're talking about my first or second year at uni. But yeah, this is just completely unneeded and unwarranted. And Sony's going to soon start getting a reputation of releasing a new game and then remastering the game that came before it.
Exactly.
And it's just, it doesn't need doing. Give it a £10 PS5 upgrade thing that they do sometimes. That'll do.
Yeah,
if you really want to do something.
Or if you want it, like on top of the new game, add it as an add-on. Like, be like, if you buy this special edition, you can get Horizon Zero Dawn on PS5. You know, you can get a special version of it updated.
That's what they did with Miles Morales.
Yes.
If you buy Miles Morales, you get a PS5 version of Spider-Man.
Exactly, and that's worth it. People buy the game for the 2 games, and yeah,
it's dumb. And I worry it's going to continue. The game's not that old. Because by this logic, then Ragnarok comes out in a couple of days as of recording, and then God of War 2018 will be remastered in a few years. It's just ridiculous.
If it does, I'll be so mad. I really dislike this remaster culture that's going on right now. I get it to an extent.
There has to be a cut-off, doesn't there?
Yeah. Like old games, for example.
Anything in the last 10 years doesn't need one.
No, not at all. And it's only going to get worse with time. Like, for example, imagine in like 10 years, like Last of Us 3 comes out or something, they remaster number 1 again. It's like, you don't need to. Like, it just won't need to have a 4th or 3rd version. It's dumb. It's fucking dumb.
You know, Sony's been at this for a while. You know, you had Uncharted 1, 2 and 3, which came out separately. Then you had a collection of them. Then you had a PS4 version of them. And now the PS5 has a version of Uncharted 4 and Uncharted Lost Thieves as a PS5 version. So how many versions of those games are now out?
Yeah.
In some form. It's over the top. Think about Infamous, Ratchet and Clank, Sly Cooper, all those franchises that could do with a remake of sorts, just left there dying. Meanwhile, how many fucking versions of Last of Us is there now?
And even God of War, like the first 2 games are hard to play. But if they were given even God of War 3 remaster attention, like they'd be so much better to play. Like, yeah, but it just goes to show that, you know, Sony, they're really annoying me, because Sony turn around and go, oh, this is our cash cow, let's really milk it, let's really fucking go to town on it. Like Horizon, people are going to hate Horizon by the end of it, because there's a series coming out, there's this £70 fucking price tag on the new remake, you know. I think there's DLC coming out for Forbidden West as well, right?
Not that's been announced.
Damn it, there should be. I'd rebuy the game for that. No, I wouldn't.
And it's often funny, these remasters tend to have a little bit less content each time. The multiplayer gets cut out, this scene gets cut out because it's controversial, blah, blah, blah. It's just, yeah. And obviously with the price of everything going up, you start to add it up. It's like, and sure, I bought The Last of Us remake, but I also traded in games to get it and then cashed it straight back in. So it's like, I didn't use real money.
Yeah.
You start adding up how much have you paid for the same fucking game over 10 years? Over £100. Especially now that games are 70. You buy this new Horizon game, if it's true. We don't know if it's true yet. It'll be £70 because all PlayStation Sony exclusives are. Then you paid £50 for the first one when it came out. And you also bought the sequel, and you'll buy the sequel remake when it comes out in a few years. How much fucking money are you putting into these things at this point? It's chill, fam.
It's just not. Yeah, it's just not worth it. It just needs.
Yeah.
Sony need to go back and just, if they're gonna remaster a game, just see if it's worth it. Not if they can earn some money. Just see if it's actually worth it to the gamers.
No, it's no disrespect to that franchise, because it's a fantastic
franchise.
No,
of course.
I only played it 4 years ago, and I only played the newest one a few months ago, so I don't. Time does wonderful things for franchises you love, because it makes the hype more special. You know, we're so close now to God of War Ragnarok. we're like 2 or so days away as we're recording this. Wouldn't be as excited if I played the remake a year ago.
Yeah, exactly.
It's been 4 years since I played God of War, so there's something there.
4 years.
Anyway.
Oh yeah, 4 years.
2018.
Yeah.
I don't think I ever replayed it after it came
I
out.
didn't.
So yeah, 4 years.
Speaking of,
Anyway,
on this next article, which you can talk about, but there is just
yeah, I'm going to go talk about it briefly.
there's just God of War all around the page. Yeah, carry on. Go ahead.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Yeah, no, I'll cover this one briefly because it's not too much, but I think it has ramifications that could be interesting. Xbox device spotted on Phil Spencer's shelf spurs speculation. So Phil Spencer put up a photo, and in the background, I won't even include it because it's not worth anything at the moment, is a weird shaped, it looks like an Xbox Series S, but it's smaller, it looks thinner. People thought this was going to be something. It's since come out that it's an old prototype for an Xbox product that they're not going to do anymore. What's interesting about it for me is people thought it was going to be the new streaming Xbox dongle type thing. And I included it because I just wanted to talk to you about it to know if you know anything about this.
No, I did see the tweets and stuff on Twitter about this whole new thing, but I didn't really look into it. You know, I'm not really an Xbox guy, so I didn't really care. But I don't know what Project Keystone is either.
So there's been a rumour for a long time, and I don't think anyone really quite knows what's going on with it. It's that Xbox was going to do essentially a dongle, like a Fire Stick dongle type thing, for like less than £100 probably, that you just plug into your TV, as long as you've got a controller and you're playing Xbox games via the cloud. So it's essentially what the Series S is, but without the hardware, because it's purely playing these games off the cloud.
Okay.
And that's what a lot of people thought this picture was of a prototype for that. I don't know where that is in development. We don't really know if it's real, I guess. I think people still think it's real, but I think that could be... I think Microsoft would be fools not to do this, to release a 60, 70 quid dongle, and you buy your monthly Game Pass, and you just stream all your games off the TV via the cloud. I see this as a no-brainer.
Yeah, that'd be excellent.
You know, if you've, I mean, obviously you need to have the good internet, and you're relying on cloud, which can go down at any point. But like, I would really consider if the next Xbox had a dongle version where I just could play everything for 10 quid a month streamed, and I had good internet, I would seriously consider doing that. And I think it would be a really smart move for Xbox to do so.
It's better than the pay packet of 500 quid that you have to pay for.
For the X
or a PS5, the big payout. That's what, at least, 3.5 years of £10 subscriptions. So
yeah, that would be a no-brainer for me. So it'll be interesting to see if that goes anywhere. I'll talk about the next article because you don't fucking really care about The Sims, do you?
No.
Sims is free. Sims 4 is now free everywhere. No catch, no hidden strings, nothing. It's just gone completely free to play. But we're starting to hear about the next Sims game. We don't know if it's called Sims 5 yet, but they have started to talk about it. It is for now called Projekt Red, and it was first shown off during a behind-the-scenes Sims summit, which is just a weird name. We don't know if it's outright Sims 5, and we don't know what it's going to be, really, to be honest. We know there's going to be a huge focus on customization, going even deeper than the previous Sims games have, to the point that you're customizing kind of patterns and colors of individual pillows.
Nice.
We know it's in very, very early stages. It'll be several years away. So yeah, they showed off some of that customization I just mentioned. That's all we really know about it at the moment. There's heavy rumours that this is going to have a multiplayer aspect. But again, rumours, and we don't even know what that would look like. But really, to take away from this, there is another Sims something coming, and it's going to have even deeper levels of customization. So that's not bad. I like The Sims.
I was about to say, do you play a lot of The Sims, or?
I don't play a lot of it. I go through stages. well, play it solidly for a couple of months and then put it down for years and come back for a couple of months. It wouldn't be a day one buy for me, this one.
Yeah.
But I can't remember where I saw this. I think it was on some other gaming podcast. A shout out to whoever the fuck that was. But someone's saying that the build tools has become like the center focus of The Sims for streamers and Let's Plays. Like it's become less about let's see my character live and controlling them. It's about doing speed runs of creativity projects and who can build the house the fastest, who can build this the fastest.
Oh.
And some people have theorized that because that's what's now popular with The Sims in terms of streamers and stuff, could we see this new project actually just being a building tool?
Yeah, but they have...
And that there's no lifestyle simulation gameplay.
They have SimCity for that.
I don't think so.
Maybe Project...
Oh, yeah, but how old's that?
I was about to say, maybe Project Red is a SimCity kind of thing, but maybe it will have... Maybe we'll bring them both together, so The Sims and The SimCity, because SimCity was good. I really enjoyed it. I probably preferred that over Sims. But it did lack the ability to have a character, you know. You were just the god mode, as it were. So maybe it will be more like, oh, you have a city, you have to manage the city, but if you wanted to, you could dive right down and play as a character. That would be good. It'd be hard to do, I think.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of ways this could go. I'm not even convinced EA know what the final project looks like. Looks like. They said it's in very, very, very early development. I think the wording of the article was, yet again, thanks for fucking telling me about something that's not going to come out for several years. This is probably a 2026 game, maybe. So,
yeah.
We'll see over time. I've got a massive stain on my PlayStation. Udi, I've just realised that's not embarrassing. It's only ketchup.
I was about to say, what type of stain?
It's white and sticky. Salty. No, it's ketchup.
Nice.
It's not November. You don't catch me fucking slacking.
Oh yeah, that's true. 6 days in, still going strong.
6 days in, fucking dying inside. But yeah, it's interesting because I like The Sims, but again, not a lot to talk about. And that's because I think it would be interesting. Maybe at the end of the year we could have a little chat about this. It'd be like how many of these articles we read was actually talking about something we won't ever see again for 2 or 3 years.
See
and
if
that's
we've
how
heard.
the gaming industry is getting through having monthly news is by just keep saying things about things that won't come out for years.
Yeah, maybe we see if we actually get some headway on any of them.
Yeah, right. Like this potentially could be the last time we talk about Sims for 4 years.
Yeah, true. I
Anyway,
it upsets me that I don't like Sims more. I remember getting.
You've got the platinum.
I do, yeah, but I remember playing a lot of it with my family when the first one came out. And number 2 was great, and I played it on PlayStation, PS2, and stuff like that. And there was one called Sims in the City, the Herbs or something, and you played it as a character. There was a story to it. You had to like become the head honcho of the city. You like started off as like a little like a rat, not an actual rat, but like a mall rat.
You're a rat,
like just like a street urchin, basically. You like build your way up, and you become, I don't know if you could become mayor or something, but you become rich and famous. And there was a reason to play the game. And I know like you can have the idea like, oh, if you play a certain character, they have their aspirations, or you know, there's backstory that you can unlock or whatever. I just don't care. There's no narrative to The Sims, and it bores me. And it's upsetting.
I was about to say some shit, and here we are, and I've been proven wrong. I was about to say Sims needs to just shut up and become a mobile game, and it totally is a mobile game apparently. So
is it? What, like proper Sims?
I'm just looking at it on the App Store now. I don't know when it came out, but there was an update. It was updated last September of this year, so it's still clocking around. It seems to be free as well.
Nice. I won't be getting it.
I'll have to download that.
I will not be getting that.
Well, you know, got to snoo my way through the town.
And you got to get Marvel Snap.
I don't want to talk about Marvel Snap.
So good. Anyway, moving on to our last one.
Last thing.
Before Jack flips his lid at me. God of War, Ragnarok. Now, by the time this comes out,
Right. Hey, Mark.
yeah.
Ragnarok, more like Ragnarok. My cock is rock hard for this. This is what's going to cause me to fail. No, not
It's honestly like people who are watching this, you probably know by now. 10 out of 10 is across the board. That's not the news that we're giving, but I just want to give a little shout out to Ragnarok. 10 out of 10 is across the board. Fantastic. But in October, just the end of October, shitloads of spoilers have leaked. Now, I don't know what they are. I haven't been privy to them.
I've seen one of them.
Is it story based, feature based? What did you find out? Don't tell me what it is.
It was a feature / mechanic.
Okay.
Yeah.
But basically, it was. So it was apparently it was an innocent leak. Twitter account for a user with early game code appeared to be auto-posting screenshots. So it was inadvertently revealing details of the game, and IGN confirmed that the images are legitimate. I remember seeing, because I followed Corey Barlog on Twitter, and he was so angry, like he was so annoyed that it happened, because he was just like, why, in this day and age, why has this happened? Like people were waiting for this game, and obviously it's like a week away at this point. And
you have the story a little bit wrong, my friend.
do I?
So you're right about the first bit. Someone with a Twitter account had an early code and it was auto-posting screenshots, and it was annoying, but that was that. What's really pissed Corey Barlog off and what that tweet was about is he didn't say what retailer or where, but a retailer had released the game 2 weeks early.
Oh, is that
So
what it was about?
things. Yeah, so the Twitter account was slightly annoying for Sony Santa Monica.
Mm-hmm.
They were kind of okay with it. But then, yeah, a retailer released it 2 weeks early.
I did see a lot of people with, like, copies on Twitter as well. I thought it was, review copies.
His tweet said, a retailer selling the game nearly 2 weeks before release. Just so disappointing. Sorry to everyone that you have to dodge spoilers if you want to play the game fresh. Completely fucking stupid you have to do this. This is not at all how any of us want things to go. So yeah, someone started selling the game 2 weeks early, and that's why the spoilers everywhere.
That's upsetting. That really is upsetting. Yeah. And I feel for him, because he's not the game director this time, is he?
No, someone else is.
Yeah, he's just producer this time, but he's obviously a big name because he did the last one. He did number 2 and number 3, I think. I'm not sure he did the first one, but
Jaffe did the first one. I don't know how many he did after that.
He's he's a huge name in the whole God of War franchise. But yeah, lots of spoilers out there right now. I saw something I'm not even going to say, but yeah, no, obviously, yes, God of War. That's all we can say, really. It's just spoilers are out there. Please watch out. Again, we can't wait. It's going to be fucking fantastic.
Yes. Let's leave it there.
Let's leave it there before
no more God of War talk. That's so close.
Yep. Oh, okay. You want to sign off?
That?
Right, guys.
Fuck your mum.
Thanks for watching. If you got to the end, watch out for those God of War spoilers. And hopefully on Wednesday you get your own copy. Check in on Wednesday.
They'll already have it by the time this posts.
Oh, yeah. Wow. I hope you're having fun. And we're going to release some gameplay of God of War as well. So, again, watch out for that if you haven't quite got your game yet. Probably won't come out till next weekend.
That will already be out by the time this podcast comes out.
Perfect. Watch our gameplay.
So go watch it.
Watch our gameplay.
Yeah.
And thanks for watching and supporting us. And as always, like, subscribe, comment. Tell your friends.
Do all that other shit YouTubers say to annoy you.
Yeah. Tell your friends and tell your mum. And we'll see you soon.
Or we won't. Mark might die.
I might die.
Horrible PS5.
Excellent.
Bye.
Bye.